Thank you so much for watching, and before we forget, guys, if you like the channel, make sure that you click on the subscribe button. That way you can get all the updates, all the free videos, and all the free resources that I give out to my subscribers. Due Diligence Overview. This is actually extracted from an article that I actually wrote for the psdmagazine.com.au. It's called Profitable Small Developments Magazine, and it focuses primarily on property development. So in June 2014, last year, I actually contributed an article there, so they sent me a proof. That's what the article looked like. But what I've done from the article is that nobody likes to read that much, so what I've done is I've actually converted that article into a mind map, and I will go through that with you in this video. Warren Buffett once said, "It's better to be approximately right than to be precisely wrong," and this applies so much to due diligence that that you've got to be at least approximately right when you're doing a due diligence and you're trying to zero in on a suburb or a property. So when you do your preliminary assessment, what are the questions that you got to ask yourself? The first one is, who will buy the end product? Am I going to target the owner-occupier market, the investor market, or I'm just going to hold it and rent it out to people? So you got to start with that and have answers to these questions. What's already being built in the neighborhood? Is it townhouses? Is it apartments, or is it single homes? What is happening in my neighborhood? So we've got to go out and find as much information as we can about what's currently happening in the neighborhood. Who are the builders operating in that area? It is always a good idea to find out. It's actually usually no more than 5-6 different builders who operate in a suburb or in a certain area. Usually builders, once they get used to an area, they actually operate within that area quite often, so that they know the council, they know all the other consultants involved in that area. So it becomes fairly easy and fairly straightforward when you're actually operating in the same area over and over again. So you've got to find out who are these builders who are actually in your area. What is the design intent in the local area? And this is determining what kind of townhouses or units are being designed in your area. So for example, you got to go and find out if it's a 2-bedroom townhouse or 2-bedroom apartment, or 3-bedroom townhouses are better preferred than 2-bedroom townhouses, or 3-bedroom townhouses give you better rental yield as compared to a 4-bedroom townhouse. These are the questions that you've got to ask for in your area. What is the demand for such designs in your area? So it's just back to supply and demand, and the way you can do that is actually go get in touch with the agent, ask them what's selling more, what are people looking for more, and they'll give you an idea, not only in terms of townhouses, apartments, or houses. They will also give you an idea of whether a 3-bedder is preferred, or whether they're looking for a powder room downstairs and an ensuite upstairs, or they want the ensuite downstairs and they want 2 other bedrooms upstairs. So that's the kind of stuff you want to find out when you're doing your preliminary assessment. What would be the end value of these townhouses and apartments? And you got to find out. You can call up agents. You can look at different resources. In my resource guide, I actually share 10 different resources where you can get this data for free. So this is part of your due diligence when you start. What is the rent in the current market for a new townhouse versus an old property? So this is, again, when you're doing your due diligence, you want to find out if you are developing townhouses, you must know what are they renting for in that area as compared to an old house or a single house, or as compared to an apartment. So it just depends upon what you are developing, but you got to find out what are the different rental yields, and what kind of return different kind of properties or different kind of products are actually getting in the market. What are some comparable sales in the area? Again, in my web resources video, I actually discuss about different websites that you can use to get all this data for free, or you can pick up the phone, call your local agents, find out what's selling, for how much our 3-bedroom townhouse is selling, how much our 2-bedroom apartment is selling, how much is a 4-bedroom house selling for in your area, what's the per square meter rate in your area. So these are the kind of questions that you've got to ask when you're doing your preliminary assessment or your preliminary due diligence. When you're conducting your due diligence, there are actually two different phases when you do your due diligence. First is pre-selection, and the next one is post-selection. When you're in your pre-selection phase, these are the three main things that you want to look at. The first one is location. The three main things that I look at when considering a potential site are: number one, public transport. Is the site close to trams, train station, bus stops, freeways, highways, etc.? Everyone needs to go to work, and most Australians still rely on public transport for a major part of their commute to work. The closer you are to a public transport location, or your site is closer to a train station, the quicker you will be able to sell it at the end of your development. So location counts. Not only that, you'll be able to put it on rent fairly quickly as well. I also look for schools and education facilities. Younger families prefer to live close to schools. Again, this could mean shorter days on the market when selling your new development, or townhouses, or apartments, whatever you've got. Shopping areas, activities. Thanks for watching the video. All links are actually in the description. If you would like to download a free resource, which is the free property development blueprint, you can do so from my website by clicking on free blueprint, and you should be able to download everything. So make sure you check out propertydevelopmentsystem.com.au, and also the links in the description below. I'll see you next time.